Hello everyone, here is a quick 5-minute introduction to underwriting. I'm here on a blank underwriting page. And the first thing you want to do is be able to upload a rent roll. So I'm going to take the sample rent roll here, drag and drop into here. Now you can upload your rent roll, whether that's a PDF or an Excel sheet. We can parse PDFs. When you click on upload, it takes about 5 seconds to parse your rent roll. Here, you can check out the different actual unit types and make sure that these numbers match what's on your rent roll. So I like to have my spreadsheet open just so I can spot check some numbers. Here are some insights about these rent rolls. Okay, here you can see the leases end and the statistics about each unit type. Now, when you get an updated rent roll, you can simply go to rent rolls and then upload another rent roll, and that's totally fine. So because you can upload as many rent rolls as you want. I follow the red dot to go to the T12, and here I can upload a T12. I'm going to use the sample T12, drag and drop over here, and then click on next. AI will parse this T12, whether that's a PDF or an Excel sheet. Now, here I have this thing. I stands for income, E stands for expenses. So that's the income or the expense column. Classify everything that is blue, AI will classify it. Now, you being the user can override it. For example, here, line 17 is more of concession. So I can just type concession, and then I will reclassify that as rent concession. Okay. You want to scroll down, check every one of those rows to make sure that AI does a good job. And in this case, it does a perfect job. Okay. All right. Once you're done, make sure you click on Generate button, and that helps you generate the income and the model and the expense. If you don't click on the Generate button, the T12 just stands there and not being part of your model. And the reason we don't automatically generate the model is that we want you to give that about 5 minutes to just double check every row before you generate the model. So I click on Generate, and that allows me to generate the income and my expenses. Now that I'm done with the Data Sources tab, I basically go through every part of the assumption. The assumptions, you can see these menus at the bottom: property, unit mix, income, expense, and so on. The first thing I like to take a look at is the sources and uses. They lined up, which is great. That gives me a little bit about what's my senior debt, common equity, and what are my uses. The thing that's really, really cool is the target metrics. These are custom inputted. And in the sensitivity analysis, which you will see in a second, if they're above these numbers, then they will be green, or otherwise it will be yellow or red. So I'm going to go through every one of those tabs. Now, your actual onboarding will take a little bit longer, but let me just go through them. First thing is you can see the unit mix, and this is a 12% increase. Here, if you hover over the eye icon, you'll see the rent, we're using the median actual rent. The pro forma rent, we're using the maximum actual rent. However, all of these numbers, you are more than welcome to change them. This is just the first pass. Specifically, we are using for the rent, the in-place rent, we're using the median actual rent. But you are more than welcome to use the market rent as indicated in your rent roll. To do that, simply go to Data Sources, click on Rent Roll, and then find the market rent column. You see right here? Copy this using this clipboard. That will copy the entire column. Now, if you go to unit mix, you simply paste that column, and that's your market rent. So you can change it between the median rent or the market rent. There are a lot of other statistics like minimum, maximum, average, median, and so on and so forth, because we automatically calculate those when we parse your rent roll. It gets a little bit fancier than that. For example, I can go to rent comps and click on this thing called upload, and that allows me to upload a CoStar report or a template. Better yet, simply use this thing called get rent comps, and that allows you to, with the click of a button, generate an automatic rent comp using Rentometer API in the backend. This does cost a $1 to run this report. Click on import. 5 seconds later, you see all the rent comps nearby. Okay, you can sort it by radius, which is awesome. Then, and you can see filter by the 2-bedroom and the 1-bathroom, and that will give you only the 2-bedroom and the 1-bathroom, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm gonna clear them all. if you are really interested in digging more about these rents, simply click on the Zillow link or the Google search link to go to the Zillow or the Google search result. So if I click on this, for example, that allows me with a click of a button to go to the right place, which is great. All right, now let me go back to unit mix. And so then let me go through almost all the tabs. So here's the income tab. All the blue cells you input on your own. All the white cells we basically pre-computed. Okay, these are the expenses. Okay, because I have my address inputted, you see that there is a property tax suggestion. There is the percentile 25th, 50th percentile, and 75th percentile as suggestion. The millage rate, you still have to get a county assessor's website, but for the very first pass, at least we tell you what is the observable, the average effective tax rate, and you can read through this icon here. Okay, we use this API to get these numbers. These are the projections for all the expenses. Closing costs, obviously, you can put in for every number, or you can just override it, and in this case, I use a 1%. I can change it to 2% if I want to. Okay. Now, next is the CapEx. This is where I put in my CapEx, and then on the finance and uses, I can do multiple loans. I can do interest only. I can do a refinance, and I can create multiple scenarios to mimic what does it look like using multiple loans without losing your previous scenario. And that's one of the huge selling points of the underwriting tool that you cannot do on a spreadsheet. Finally, on the sales, I can put in my exit cap rate. Okay, once I do all of that, for the sake of time, let me go into the cash flow model, and you can see my total income increase is very reasonable. My expense ratio is about 43%. It could be a little bit higher, but let me just keep it for now like that. Okay. Now, let me go to sensitivity analysis. There are two things I want to show you. One is I want to show you the metrics. You can see the metrics. Right now, it's about 16% IRR. I can pin these metrics at the top. I normally don't pin them when I go through the assumptions because I don't want to be influenced by how the IRRs change. Once I go through my assumptions, I kind of like to pin to the top, pin the metrics to the top, because then I want to adjust some numbers. Okay, so right now it's on 16%, about 16% IRR. For the sake of argument, let me go to property, and for the sake of argument, let me do 16% and 2.0x as my target equity multiple and my target IRR. So far, so good. Then, if I go into sensitivity analysis and check out this map, this is probably the most important and one of the most useful tables. On this table, the purchase price go down from bottom to top. So at the highest, on the top is the lowest purchase price, which gives you the highest equity multiple, IRR, and cash. The exit cap rate decreases from left to right. So on the right-hand side, this is the lowest exit cap, which also gives you the best numbers. So that means in the upper right-hand quadrant, okay, these are my best numbers, and in the lower left quadrant, that's my worst numbers. Right now, the current combination is a $30 million purchase price and a 6.5% exit cap. Okay, you can observe at a glance what happens when the purchase price decreases, which means that this row means I am in the money, right? Everything is green, and even in this row, when the IRR increases by 50 basis points, I can see I'm still yellow, which is good enough. Okay. And then if I let $28 million purchase price, I'm green across the board. Okay. Similarly, you can say $32 million. In this case, I'm more in the red. Okay. These target metrics is all dictated by your assumptions. Here, I had a 16% target IRR and 2.2x equity multiple. Sometimes I just like to do 1.8x equity multiple and 14% IRR. And if I do that, then when I go here, almost everything is green because these are the benchmarks I set for myself. So you can set your benchmarks, and then you can use this table to determine quickly what is the combination of exit cap and purchase price that you would like to make an offer on. There's a lot more to cover, things such as waterfalls, summary. Very soon, we will have the ability to parse your OM. Okay, gather all your images, use AI to do deep research in the market, and so on and so forth. So this is just the beginning. But as of now, this is the fastest growing segment of Casual Portal's revenue, and we are super excited to really bring this AI agent or AI assistant into the world of multifamily underwriting. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you give a try. Thanks.